There we go. Good morning, folks. We are live here in Warfield, Kentucky. JJ's in Man, West Virginia. JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy here on the D&D Sports Network morning startup show. How you doing this morning, JJ?
I'm doing great. What about yourself?
I am doing amazing. Great day. And I wanted to start this morning off with a little sunshine. My daughter, Miss Aubrey Jade B. Wright, wants to tell everybody hi before we get started here. Hi. Aubrey, since you're on here, what is your favorite sports network? D&D. What? D&D. Say it a little louder. D&D. Yeah, there you go. But guys, Miss Aubrey J.B. Wright is on school vacation, so she wanted to be on the show with myself and JJ this morning. So we let her come down, say hi, and introduce her. And we may have her come in a little later in the week and ask her a few questions. Does that sound good to you? Yeah. Okay, go up there and have fun. Okay. Okay, guys, as we're getting to get started with the morning show here, want to. JJ, a beautiful sunny day here. Couldn't have started off better. I mean, it's a beautiful day here in Warfield. What's it looking like your way?
Absolutely. And it's looking the exact same way in this area. And I'm really hoping that for the next couple of days for the 4th of July, it's going to be nice as well.
Yeah, we forgot to mention yesterday, guys. Let us know, how do you like our new startup morning show entrance? That the maestro Thomas Rainey cooked up for us.
Me personally, I think he did a terrific job. I love the music. I love the way it's put together. I mean, he's definitely top of the line.
Yeah, it's ideal. That's for sure. This segment is brought to you courtesy of Mingy Beef Jerky, #1 beef jerky in the game. Stop by your local convenience store today and get you a bag. They got 7 different flavors, so flavor for everyone. JJ, as we got a special show today. I mean, we will at 8:30. We will have OPB Swish head coach Jason Weffenstedt on, and then at 9:15 we will have football royalty Ace Cottle on.
The Belfry boys.
Yeah, so
I'm really excited about that.
Well, I know you are, and as we're gonna get started, a lot of things come down the wire last night on the NBA side. We'll get to that in a little bit for you NBA fans as well. But JJ, I was watching this morning. I was not aware. I must have been hid under a rock that we had a young lady from Ironton, Ohio, competing in the Olympics.
Yes, that is absolutely crazy. I mean, I was when you and I were in Huntington yesterday, and we was looking at the signs. I was like, yeah, there's actually a girl that's running that's in the Olympics right now. Hold on, let's see. Her name is actually. Let me find it. Yeah, I had it. Let's see. Give me one. Mackenzie Long secures a spot in the U.S. Olympic team in the 200-meter final. Now, that is so cool to actually have somebody that's that close to home. And, when we were talking about it yesterday, I wasn't 100% sure if, our coverage area was close enough to cover that. But for me personally, that's just so awesome to have somebody that's within that kind of distance that close that has a chance to win a gold medal.
Yeah, well, we've covered a few Ironton games whenever they've covered when they've come into our coverage area, and Ironton is a place that when D&D Sports Network is said and done, Ironton's a place that I would eventually like to cross over into, get them and Wheeling and that little part of Ohio right there on the river, Portsmouth down to Ironton. Mm-hmm. But couldn't be more excited. I mean, to have a local girl competing in the Olympics, and she's good. She's very good.
Yeah, she's really, really good. I mean, you got to be good to be able to make the 200-meter or the meter final. I mean, how many people are in the race? Is it 6 or 7? I think, is it 7 lanes or?
There is.
Is it 7 or 8?
I think there's 8 lanes.
8 lanes? Yeah. I mean, that's in the entire world. Yeah. I mean, you got to think of how many countries are in the world that compete in the Olympic Games. And for her to be one of 8, I mean, that's amazing.
Well, she's good, but not quite as good as Sydney McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sydney McLaughlin, the pride of Kentucky. For you guys that have been hit under a rock, that young lady, she's the Usain Bolt of women's track and field. I mean, she is blistering the competition, JJ.
oh wow. And my question to you is, does she have a chance to beat Flojo's record? Now, Flojo was a really good Olympic sprinter back in the 80s, and her best time was, 10.4 in the 100-meter dash, and then in the 200-meter dash, 21.3. So that's insane.
I don't. I couldn't tell you that. I don't know enough, about the women's track and field, but I do know that if there's anybody could do it, it would be this young lady because she run the hurdles, and she run the hurdles so fast. Her time in the hurdles would have beat 4 of the competitors in the 200 meter.
So, using the hurdles? I mean,
yes,
that is insane.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, this girl is probably the fastest that America's seen since Flojo. Well, in the 90s, there was a young lady too. I can't remember her name. That was really good, but she's definitely right now. She has America. She's taking America by storm, and I can guarantee you, she's going to be bringing some gold medals home for our home country.
I really hope so. I mean, I'm excited for the Olympics in general, whether it's track and field, whether it's basketball, whether it's swimming. I'm really excited to see just all of the competitions this year.
Well, JJ, as I want to take, and every morning we're going to start off with the popular birthdays today.
Okay.
And today, Taylor Swift turns 34.
Are you kidding?
Ariana Grande turns 31. Charlie D'Amelio, whoever that is. Then we also, I'm sitting here going through, Cristiano Ronaldo turns 39 today.
Oh, wow. I didn't think he was that. I mean, 39 is still relatively young, but for an athlete, I mean, that's up there. I didn't know he was 39 years old.
Michael Jackson's birthday.
Oh, man. R.I.P.
Yeah. So, Justin Bieber.
That's a lot of famous people on this day.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, oh, wow. Is it Donald Trump's birthday?
I think he was born. I think he was born in June.
Okay. Yeah. There's no way that this is right. So, Google, it said famous birthdays today.
I'm going to type in July 2nd birthdays.
Well, the ones that I got doing that was Lindsay Lohan. We got Lindsay Lohan, Richard Petty, Jose Canseco, Bret Hart, Thurgood Marshall. So those are the ones I got doing that. But then it put this birthday side in, and there's no way this is correct because it's got that's just giving you famous birthday.
Yeah, I'm seeing Margot Robbie, the girl that was in Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if you remember her. I remember her. I mean,
yeah.
Let's see. And you said Jose Canseco, which was another player that was from that era of baseball. Yeah, he was really, really good.
Yeah, so that's a happy birthday to Lindsay Lohan, Jose Canseco, Thurgood Marshall, and who was it? Richard Petty, the king of NASCAR, and Bret Hart,
the Hitman Hart, the excellence of execution.
Yeah, so definitely happy birthday to them. And on this day, I'm sitting here looking. Do not see any. We do not have any famous deaths on this day. So So happy birthday to them folks. But guys, as we're going to get started, JJ, we got. Well, speaking of celebrities, we were talking about celebrity birthdays. When you was young, who was your celebrity crush, JJ?
Jennifer Love Hewitt and Shannon Elizabeth.
Okay, so the Shannon Elizabeth. I'm not. Is that the girl off American Pie?
The foreign exchange student, yeah.
Yeah, Nadia. Yeah,
and Jennifer Love Hewitt. She played in this film called Can't Hardly Wait. It was a high school coming of age movie, and then she played in I Know What You Did last summer.
I think that was. I think that Shannon Elizabeth was probably everybody our age's celebrity crush.
Yeah, and can't forget Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Yeah. So definitely, guys, let us know who your celebrity crushes are. But yesterday we skipped over JJ. It was Bobby Bonilla Day. Bobby Bonilla Day. Every July 1st, Bobby Bonilla gets $1.19 million from 2011 to 2035. He is collecting a check every July 1st for $1.19 million. So
yes,
happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a baseball player for the New York Mets, and apparently during that time he was underperforming, and they wanted to do everything that they could to get him out of the contract. So they come up with some sort of deal that they agreed, like, look, if you get out of this contract today, we will pay you this X and X amount of dollars for the next 20 or 30 plus years. And it looks like, what'd you say, till 2038, he's still going to get paid?
Yeah, he's getting paid. He's laughing his way all the way to the bank. And, Bobby Bonilla, I remember when I was a kid, I always used to get him and Barry Bonds mixed up. So,
wow.
That's my story about Bobby Bonilla. I couldn't tell him apart when I was a kid. Now, when I become a teen, I mean, of course, I knew, but, that was the difference. $1.19 million. Now, you was talking about some of the players that have collected huge NBA contracts yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get to that on the other side of the break. And we also, today is Mingo County Day. You want to stick around because we're going to teach you a lot about Mingo County. You're going to learn everything you need to know about Mingo County right here on the D&D Sports Network Startup Morning Show when we come back from the break. So at 8:30, we will have Coach Jason Weffenstadt with us. So make sure you guys stick around here with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Walters Kia. By now you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. And we are back here on the D&D Sports Network morning startup show with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy. JJ is in Man, West Virginia, and I am here in Warfield, Kentucky. As JJ, as we got a load to talk about today, I was sitting here. First drop. Last night, that's what I wanted to talk about. Caitlin Clark last night was one assist away, I think, or one rebound away from dropping a triple-double. Now, rewind back to April. Diana Taurasi said that Caitlin Clark was about to get a reality check when she come to the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark says not so much, Diana, as she played Diana Taurasi last night and nearly dropped a triple-double against Taurasi.
Oh, wow. That's really impressive. I didn't know that it was specifically against her last night. And, there was a little bit of truth into her saying that she's in for a reality check in terms of the physicality in the WNBA. But the thing about it is it took maybe 2 or 3 games for her to get used to it. I mean, of course, when you're in college, you're going to maybe see a couple of decent teams that you play every year. But for the most part, you're going to get buckets against everybody. Then, she had to see that every single game, everybody's going to bring it, but it didn't take her long to make the adjustments.
No, it didn't take her long at all. And she credit her for this, uprise of women's basketball that we're seeing. Women's basketball, they are the show right now, and it's because of one young lady, and that's Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely, and I don't care what anybody else says as far as like all the other. I mean, yes, there are other people that are contributing, but just look at the ticket prices of her game specifically. I mean, they went from $11 to $400. I mean, that's insane. That tells you everything you need to know.
Guys, chip in. Brianna Deskin says it's Barbie's birthday today.
The doll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Birthday Barbie, maybe the most. I can't think of a more infamous doll than Barbie. When you talk, right? Or for that point, I don't know if there's a more famous toy of all time than Barbies.
I mean, when I look back, I'm thinking the Beanie Babies from the 90s.
No, not even close.
But even then, for example, the Barbie's been around for 50 plus years, right?
Yeah, Barbie's got longevity. There's no way that Beanie Babies is even in the same league as Barbie. Trying to think, well, they do a Hall of Fame every year where they induct, I think it's like 3 toys into the Toy Hall of Fame. I know last year, whatever that thing was that we all had as a kid where we'd push it and have the bubbles that the balls that popped up. It was like a vacuum. I guess a vacuum cleaner for kids is what we thought it was, I guess, but it was like a little round bubble and it had the ball that bounces, but pops the balls up as you push.
What was that thing called?
But you had that got inducted last year. I think the Tonka truck, G.I. Joe, I think, was one of them. That was last year. The jump rope. So, but none of them is on Barbie's level. Barbie is head and heels above the rest. But let's talk about the NBA contracts yesterday, JJ. When you sit and look at all the movement yesterday, what are 3 players that signed that could affect the NBA next season? The 3 biggest, I guess, transitions from yesterday.
Okay, so the ones that stood out the most to me, I would start with Klay Thompson.
Oh,
he signed a 3-year, $50 million contract with the Dallas Mavericks.
Cha-ching!
There you go.
Yeah, how about that? The Mavs, Luka and Kyrie will be winning a national championship next year. They was one piece away this year.
And the thing about Klay Thompson is, people look at him and they're like, oh, he went 0 for 10 in the game 6 last year. But look at Ray Allen on the back end. I'm not sure the exact age he was whenever he went to the 2008 Boston Celtics, but he was maybe in his mid-30s. And Klay Thompson, he's 35 years old. So, I know that he's came off of a couple of injuries, but at the end of the day, he's still a shooter. And he's one of the best to ever do it.
Do you happen to know what is there any chance that you know what the contract was?
I know it's for 3 years with the Mavericks.
Okay.
That's about the most that I know. So they got him for the.
It was 3 years, $50 million, right?
Yeah, 3 years for $50 million.
Okay, so what was the other 2 that piqued your interest?
Okay, so we can go with Jason Tatum. He signed the largest contract in NBA history He got a 5-year, $314 million contract with the Boston Celtics.
5-year, how much?
$314 million.
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
$314 million. That is the largest contract that I don't know. When we was younger, A-Rod signed one. Do you remember what his was?
his was for $250 million. Either 250 or 252, something in that ballpark.
Now, I remember when I was a kid, the one that stood out the most to me in the NBA, I think Kevin Garnett had the highest contract at one time, and I think it was like 119 million whenever he signed. But where does Jason? Do we know what the largest contract is right now in basketball?
That's as of today, it's that one. But previously, it was it was his teammate. Yeah,
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. He signed I think a $305 million contract. His was the largest, and then Jason Tatum one-upped him recently.
How in the world are them two sitting on the largest stacks in NBA history? There's no way that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown deserve the two best contracts in NBA history. No way.
The only theory that I have is, my first question would be, if you can afford to pay somebody that kind of money, what are you making?
I mean, I understand that, and they're the Boston Celtics. They just won the national championship. I mean, they're historically, I mean, they're one of the top 3 franchises all time. But I don't care how much you're paying. That's $600 million, over $600 million for 2 players. And I'm just saying, their talent wise, there's no way that them two deserve more money than Jokic and Luka, and I mean, you go Giannis. There's no way that them two guys deserve to get paid more than them guys. You tell me Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the 2 best players in the NBA.
I don't think that they're the two best players in the NBA, but again, it goes back to each and every year the NBA continues to generate so much revenue, and again, it goes back to my exact same question. So it's 5 years, $300 million. You're looking at an average of $60 million a year for one of the players. My question is, what are you making every single year to be able to afford to pay them that kind of money? Are you making double? Are you making triple that amount? What exactly?
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that. But at the end of the day, these guys own businesses too, So, I mean, like, just because you got $1 billion don't mean that. I mean, you pay, guys that I mean, over what they're worth.
Right. And I understand that. I get what you're saying.
Opinion.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what they're making. I mean, they could be making 10 times what they're paying these players. So, I mean, it would really just come down to, how much they're making.
Yeah.
But one more contract that stood out to me was Paul George.
Okay. Who'd Paul George sign with?
He signed with the 76ers.
Okay.
4 years, $212 million.
4 years, $212 million.
Yes.
Well, let us know what you guys think. It is now. Whoa! What did you say? How much?
4 years, $212 million.
So Paul George is getting paid 4 years, $212 million. And Klay Thompson's getting $50 million. He's stuck with pocket change, and Paul George is laughing his way to the bank. No way that Klay Thompson has titles. He has rings. What does Paul George got?
He's got 9 All-Star appearances, and a lot of highlights of people hitting game winners on him.
Yeah.
when I think of him, I immediately think of Damian Lillard shooting that shot from almost half court to end. Their season a couple of years ago.
Dude, no way should that be. That is a travesty that Paul George is getting that much and Klay Thompson gets $50 million, And the bad part, I tell you, the guy that really is probably missing out and hates himself right now is LeBron, because LeBron opted out of his deal to create some cap room so they could sign Klay Thompson, and then Klay Thompson decides to go to the Mavs, join Mark Cuban in the bunch.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point, for him personally, I mean, if he's taking a pay cut, it's to try to win something. It's like, look at how much money you've made throughout your entire career. Look how much money that you've made on the back end with your endorsement deals, and just ask yourself, like, how much more do I really need if I want to try to etch my name even higher in the history books?
I got a different philosophy. I think the reason that he's taking a pay cut is because he's wanting to take some of the pressure off from the Bronny pick. I think he's wanting to say, listen, okay, we took my son, that's a give me. We done that, but I'm going to take a pay cut. That way we can get some players in here and we can win. I think that's why he done it, is to get the pressure off the Bronny pick.
Yeah. And I did see a rumor on the Bleacher Report where he was considering taking a pay cut to get DeMar DeRozan.
Now that would be a nice pick.
Yeah, it would be a nice piece.
Yes, and that's what the Lakers need is a DeMar DeRozan, a guy that defensively will step it up, and DeMar DeRozan, he's got that dog in him.
Absolutely.
So
I think isn't he a California native as well?
That I'm not sure of, JJ.
I think he's from Compton.
Okay. So
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a perfect fit. Then he'll be used to California. So, I don't know. I would like to see AD, get a championship. Now, I don't want to see LeBron, because at the end of the day, I mean, the man's lost more finals. He's coming up to the part where he's going to lose more finals than Jordan's won. So I never root for anything good to happen to LeBron, because I'm tired of the LeBron people, saying that he's the GOAT, and he don't even deserve to be in that debate, JJ.
No, I don't think. I mean, I could see him being realistically. I mean, for me, top 5, but my number one's always going to be Jordan. But I think that he not only has the numbers to back it up, but he also has the accolades as well. I mean, and if you go to the advanced stats, his statistics still hold up. Like whether it's what's that one stat called where Jesus,
I don't. I'm not sure.
PER or something, I think, or.
I'm not sure, but we've got to take a break. And when we come back, hopefully we'll have Coach Jason Weffenstadt, the head coach of the newest pro women's team in the state of Kentucky, the OPB Swish. Come right back and join us here on the D&D Sports Network Morning Startup Show with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy. Bring them to Hall & Jones Funeral Home in Virgie, Kentucky. We let you grieve in peace instead of worrying about a heavy financial burden of burying a loved one. Here at Hall & Jones, we have multiple chapels that can accommodate any size family. We look forward to helping you and your family here at Hall & Jones.
D&D Auto Sales. Right now, guaranteed credit approval. No credit, bad credit, good credit, it don't matter. Guaranteed credit approval 100% right now at J&B Auto Sales. Stop by and see them today in DeFord, Kentucky. Crum Funeral Home in DeFord, Kentucky is committed in giving the highest quality funeral services for a fair and reasonable price. If you don't want to have to deal with heavy financial obligations during your grieving process, come see us at Crum Funeral Home. Our staff is ready to serve you.
High School. Continue to follow D&D Sports, best coverage in the mountains.
And we are back here on the D&D Sports Network Startup Morning Show with JJ Pruitt, Darryl McCoy, and we have Coach Jason Weffenstadt. How'd I say that, Coach?
There we go.
It's the hardest name that I've ever had to pronounce, Coach, in this area. So Weffenstadt, is that right?
There you go. Yeah, just sound it out. If you see it and then you hear it, it's not that hard. I tell everybody it's a good Eastern Kentucky name, but there's only like 3 of us here.
So is your family originally from here?
Well, we moved to Kentucky in '82 when my dad worked in the coal mines and stuff, and he got transferred out here. So we've been here. So we moved to Paintsville in '82, and then I got transplanted to Inez in about 2000.
Okay, so I see you're out enjoying this beautiful, shiny morning.
Well, I'm out here on the back deck getting ready to cut some grass today. So I got a long, hard day in front of me.
So it's day off, right? You get the day off today.
Day off from work today, and got to get ready for this weekend. Head down to Atlanta and play a little basketball.
Well, that gets to the point, and why you're here. You are the head coach of the newest women's pro team in the state of Kentucky, the OPB Swish. Tell us a little bit about the OPB Swish and how this all come about, and what league y'all play in, and for the people that don't know about you guys, kind of inform them.
Well, it was first off, we want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting us, being our our media outlet that we've got here and stuff. We greatly appreciate that. Without you guys, we couldn't be getting this out here, and people wouldn't know this was going on. So thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. It means a lot to us that y'all stepped up and did that for us and everything in there. We want to thank you guys first and foremost, and then second of all, we play in the Women's American Basketball Association. It's called the WABA. It's been around for, I think, 7 or 8 years. There's 16 teams in it. We're in the South Division of it. So there's Gastonia, Raleigh, Atlanta, us, and Greensboro in there. So there's 5 teams in our division in there that we're going to be playing in. Like I said, it's been around for about 8 years. It's a great league. And right now, women's basketball is at an all-time high right now. Whoever you want to say caused that, it's here and it's great. I've been coaching girls basketball for almost 20 years now, and was looking for that next step, and I didn't know what it was going to make to get it there. Everybody, myself personally, I'd rather watch a great girls basketball game than a great guys basketball game myself. Yeah. I mean, I think they go harder, they hustle a lot more, and they get in there and they play basketball. But Carla Booth is the one behind this, and I wouldn't be doing this if she hadn't have done that. So she got in there, and she was going to actually play in the league, and then COVID hit. So she didn't get in the league in there, and she went out, and then she said this past winter and everything, she was looking around for something to do this summer, and she got into it, and they were taking, accepting applications, and they actually accepted it. And then she come to me, and, I got the pleasure of coaching her while she was in high school, and probably one of the best that I've ever personally coached myself, since I've been coaching in there. And she asked me if I'd be interested in coaching it. And like I told you the other day, I mean, it was an immediate yes. It was, I want to do this. Let's do this. Let's get this thing going. See if we can get it off the ground. Like I said, we've got home games. We're going to be playing at Martin County High School. So we want everybody in this area. There's a lot of local girls. We got Kennedy Stacy, that's from McGoffin County player, the 15th Region Player of the Year, went on to Transy, won a national championship at Transy. Deja Thornton played with her up there. Got Dina Gerald, which you guys know a lot from over there in West Virginia. Dina Gerald is going to play for us, one of the best players that's played in this area in a long time as well. So we've got a lot of great local talent. We've got some talent. We've got Michaela Epps. I'd be missed if I didn't tell everybody Michaela Epps is in there. Former WNBA player herself. Also got another former WNBA player in Victoria Dunlap. Dina Gerald's, like I was talking about. I got Taylor Pearson, Kate Fuller, Courtney Gillen Fletcher, Rochelle McGraw. I've got a ton of people. Imani Washington. I mean, all these ladies have played college basketball. Imani just got back from, I think we talked about Armenia the other day. She's been playing overseas right now. So we've got Portugal. Portugal. Yeah. Portugal got a great cast, a team of ladies that can compete at any level. And I think we're going to be great, man. And we're at the moment kind of looking for some sponsors too, because we got to make trips. We got to go to Greensboro, to Raleigh, to Atlanta, to Gastonia, and then they all got to come back to us. So we're looking for some corporate sponsors. If anybody out there, wants to, get on board with this is the time to do it, because I think this thing's just going to blow up.
Yeah, and we will we'll put out your sponsorship opportunities, because that's the thing. Here in the mountains, this isn't only Kentucky's first pro women's team. This is the only pro women's team in the state of Kentucky. There's 16 teams throughout the WABA. This is the sister league to the men's ABA. So you're going to get, the mountains is going to get the first look. You better get it now, because there'll be a lot of pressure after these first couple of years. to move to Central Kentucky. You can bet that. But right now they're going to be playing their home games at Martin County, and you can watch them all right here on the D&D Sports Network. Now, Coach Weffenstedt, you have learned your craft under Hall of Famer Robin Newsom. Talk about that a little.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. I've been lucky enough to start coaching 15, 20 years ago at Martin County Middle School, and then stepped my way into the JV and freshman coach, and then stepped up to the assistant coach on the varsity team and everything went there. And Robin is, like you said, she's in about 15 Hall of Fames, I think, from players to coaches to everything else out through there. And it's just been a great learning experience for me to sit on the bench beside somebody like that and learn from her. And take that stuff and kind of roll it into my game, and take what parts of my game that I like, add to her parts of her games that she likes, and kind of put it all together and be in there.
Yeah, JJ, go ahead.
Coach Weffenstedt, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm really excited to get a chance to cover a lot of your games this year. And one of the questions that I have for you is, I know that a lot of the women, they usually like to go overseas to play basketball. Because you see this possibly being a league that will be an alternative to that?
Yeah, I think that is. And I think it's kind of a stepping stone right now where we're at in there. It's kind of a stepping stone to get them to that level, to get them to the next level, to get them overseas. I think you said the other day, Darryl, you threw a number out of ladies that went on
192.
That have went on to play professionally from this league. So I mean, this isn't a YMCA league. Nothing against those leagues. It's not it's not your backyard. Hey, let's go play on Sunday league. This is a professional league that we're in. That that is just a great league for these ladies to come out here and play and show their skills, and to go on possibly and play at the next level, either overseas or in the WNBA. And it's like I said, that's what we're looking forward to. And it gives everybody, sometimes you get out of college and think, man, my career's done. I'm just going to be playing pickup games on the weekend and stuff. That's not the case anymore. We've got this. We'll have open tryouts again next year, and we hope to get bigger and better even next year. So we'll be having some stuff in through there to get these ladies an outlet to go play basketball somewhere.
Absolutely. And I just love how much women's basketball is growing in general. I mean, for the last 2 or 3 years, I mean, you're seeing it a lot more on the television and things like that. If there was one player that you could sign right now that's currently not in the league, who would it be?
That's not in my league, or that might be in the league.
That's not in your league right now. That's not in the WNBA. Are there any players out there that that you could possibly?
There's so many out. There's so many. I'd hate to pigeonhole myself into just one player with it in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many great women's players out there today. Caitlin Clark busted on the scene a couple years ago. Got Angel Reese that busted on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a plethora of ladies that are just, extremely talented. And some kids from this area, I think, without guys like you guys, without D&D streaming sports and getting stuff done, some of these, I've seen some great ball players that never got a chance to play college basketball because nobody had ever saw them. They're from a small school in Eastern Kentucky that didn't get out much. That are great players that never had a chance to showcase their talent to somebody. So, without you guys showing these ball games and streaming this stuff, they wouldn't have a chance. And I think with you guys, I'm sure that there's been a lot of the people tuned in and saw a kid that could play some basketball and give them an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Well, the one player that I personally I would like to see one day, Mikasa Robinson maybe join the team from Ashland, or her sister. Yeah. Yep. So those would be good ones. And then right now, Savannah Wheeler, she's doing monster things down there. Conference Player of the Year. I mean, Boyd County product. So a lot of big time talent. And I'm tickled to death that now they have an option after college is done, to continue playing the sport that they love, and maybe earn a contract either overseas or in the WNBA, because this is they overseas and WNBA kind of uses this as a farm system.
Yeah, it's almost, I compare it to like the G League and the NBA. Just kind of where we're at here. It's a starting point for everybody here, and then you kind of work your way up through it. And who knows? It's just like with anything. If you're at the right place at the right time, and somebody sees you playing ball out here, they're going to give you a chance. That's all it takes. A lot of times, it's just somebody to see you, to give you a chance. And like you talked about, all the local kids that are in college now that are going to be graduating this coming year or the next year and stuff, they know there's an outlet for them to continue to play ball, to possibly get to that next step of playing. and that's what as coaches, that's what we do at the high school level. It's my job to get a kid ready to go out into college, not only necessarily just to play basketball, but get them ready for life in general and get them into college. And then if I can get them a college scholarship, that's what we want to do as well in there. And that's what we're doing right here, trying to get these ladies to that next step to get them up there where they can get in the WNBA or go overseas and play.
Now, Coach, the one of the things here, when people come to your games, will they be able to stick around and get autographs and stuff like that, either before or after the game? Because I know a lot of kids are big Michaela Epps and Victoria Dunlap fans, including Carla.
Yeah, and that's what one of the craziest things the other day when Carla told me she was playing. I can remember when I first started coaching, and Michaela was like a 7th or 8th grader playing down in Lexington at the KBA in the middle school state tournament. And so I've watched her grow up too. So I've been kind of a fan of hers as well in through there. So that's one of the things we're looking at. But yeah, we're gonna have meet and greets with all the players after the games are over. Have a chance to take a picture with them, autograph with them, and like we talked about the other day, it's going to be a very affordable a game to come to, and we're in the middle of kind of, baseball's kind of winding down. Basketball hadn't really started back up. Football is just, we come back from the dead period. Football's going to be getting ramped up in there. So we've got kind of an outlet for you on a Saturday evening to come to Martin County High School and watch a great girls basketball game happen. And we like we talked about too, we're looking to try to add maybe an AAU game before it, to let those guys come in and play a little bit, let people see them that might not have seen, a young kid from West Virginia. Maybe bring a couple teams in from West Virginia or somewhere over to play over here that people haven't seen, get them some exposure as well, and then have our game right after it, and all those people see what kind of, what it's going to be. It's going to be a great atmosphere. We're going to get up and down the floor. I like to get shots up. I mean, you can't score if you don't shoot it, so I don't want to just walk the ball down. We got a 24-second shot clock anyway, so there's not going to be a whole lot of time to be getting stuff in and running, big extensive plays here. We're kind of going to get it down 1 or 2 passes. Somebody better be scoring the basketball.
Well, Coach, we're going to take from now till July 20th, your first home game. We're going to be bringing some of your players on. But this weekend, y'all will be playing in Atlanta. Now, there will be a link. Every team in the WABA has to be tied to a media outlet, so there will be a link to watch it, correct?
Correct. There'll be a link to every one of our games. Of course, like our home games, you guys will be doing that, so you'll be having our live feed and everything. Like I told you before, we greatly appreciate that. I'll be sharing it. I'm sure Carla will share it. I'm sure you guys will be sharing the link to Atlanta this Sunday when we go down there to play our first game in the league. Hoping to go down there and be competitive with the roster that we've got. I have no reason to believe that we're not going to be competitive when we go down there.
Well, I am super excited to see what you guys do, Coach. We know you got some grass to cut. We appreciate you. We will bring you on hopefully the week of July 20th. We'll bring you on to talk a little bit about the team you got coming in and, get everybody ready, tell them, start times, all that. But we appreciate you joining us this morning, and we are super stoked for the OPB Swish here in the mountains.
Well, we are too, and like I said, we appreciate you guys for being our media outlet on there, and that way it's going to get even more people to be able to see us. I'll stay on here as long as you want because I really don't want to cut grass today. My wife, I had to tell her I can't cut grass yet. I've got to do an interview here real quick, but that's just part of it in there. But we'll play one home game in July, and then we've got 3 home games in August. We've got I think the 3rd, the 10th, and maybe the 20th or 23rd or something like that we're going to be playing our home games. So it'll be, 4 games at home, 4 games away. We'll have an all-star game in October. We'll have an actual MVP and like a national championship as well that will be played in Greensboro. So, this is something big. We appreciate you guys getting into it. We want to invite everybody out on the 20th to come to Martin County High School to take in a great women's basketball.
There you go, guys. Coach Jason Weffenstedt with the OPB Swish. Guys, make sure that you follow them on Facebook and all their social media accounts. You can either follow them on OPB Swish or On Point Ballers. Coach, thanks again, and good day.
Hey, thank you. You guys have a great day as well. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a quick commercial break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to learn about the state of West Virginia. Come right back and join us here on the D&D Sports Network Morning Startup Show.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come. Started right here on this farm.
Walters Kia. By now you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Oceana Discount Tobacco today. Nobody can beat Oceana Discount Tobacco's great prices or their great services. You're treated like family from the second you walk through the door. We want to thank Oceana Discount Tobacco for sponsoring today's events. Go follow them on Facebook.
And we are back here on the D&D Sports Network morning startup show, JJ. And this is the segment I've been waiting on. But first of all, listen, guys, make sure you get behind this OPB Swish. Carla Booth is blazing trails. She done it with her clinics back 7-8 years ago, and now she's doing it with OPB Swish. So thanks again for Coach Jason Weffenstadt for joining us. But JJ, we're going to learn a little about Mingo County. Now, for you guys tuning in, we are going to take over the next few days. We are going to take all of our counties in our coverage area. We're going to take and learn about them. Each day we will do one county. So JJ picked yesterday. He wanted to do his home county of Mingo County. So JJ, we're going to get started here.
Okay.
Mingo County is known as Bloody Mingo. It's probably the darkest county of the ones we'll cover. Got a lot of stuff we'll get to here, but Mingo County was created in 1895. They have a population of 23,568 in the last census that was done. Whenever you take, it's made up of 424 square miles. Now, JJ, I know you got a couple facts. I'm going to let you get to them before I get back to mine.
Okay, so the first fact that I have is actually about my hometown of Matewan, West Virginia. Now, in 1987, there was actually a movie that was made about Matewan. It was titled Matewan. And one of the more notable actors that was in the film was James Earl Jones. And for those that don't know, he voiced Darth Vader. He was the guy, Mufasa off of Lion King. He's a really, really, really good actor. And I actually didn't know that this movie was nominated for an Oscar.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And so it must have been a really, really good film. I haven't had a chance to watch it just yet, but I'm definitely going to check it out.
I watched it last night in preparation for this.
Really?
Yes.
So
I seen it as a kid, but I wanted to refresh my memory.
I saw bits and pieces of it as a kid, but when I was really young, I didn't think it was going to be that good of a movie. But now that I'm older and I've done some research on it, and I see that it was nominated for an Oscar, I'm like, I definitely got to tune in and see how good of a job that they did.
Okay.
But one of the other facts is there's actually an old hospital on College Hill in Williamson, West Virginia, that is said to be haunted. And it was actually on a TV show called Paranormal Encounters in 2021.
That's where I was born. That's the old Williamson Memorial Hospital up on the hill. So I was born in there and spent some time there as a kid.
So you were born in a haunted hospital?
Yeah, well, I don't think it was haunted then, but they have haunted houses up there. One of the best haunted houses in the mountains is up there every Halloween.
Yeah. And my other fact, which you took right from me, right out of my mouth, it was created in 1895, but it was created after the construction of the Norfolk and Western Railway. whenever they constructed that, people started to come in, more job opportunities, and that's pretty much when the county, became a little bit bigger.
Well, I'll tell you this: Mingo County was made up of Logan County. They took a piece of Logan County and made Mingo County. This is the newest county in West Virginia. There's 55 counties in West Virginia, and it is the newest. So it used to be Logan County.
So you're telling me that a county that was created in 1895 is still somehow the youngest?
Yes, it's the youngest county in West Virginia. It is named Mingo because of the Iroquois tribe Mingo. So the Mingo people, the chief of the Mingo people was Chief Logan.
Okay.
So that's where that come from. And Logan, of course, Chief Logan, Logan County was cut out, and that's what made Mingo County. Mingo County took a piece of Logan County and made Mingo. That's the newest county in West Virginia. So we got that. The biggest towns in Mingo County is let's see here: Delbarton, Gilbert, Kermit, Williamson, and Matewan are the 5 biggest towns. Next up are Nolan, Lenore, and Naugatuck. So, there's a little tidbit there. The famous festivals in Mingo County is Codiggers Day, which is in Williamson, West Virginia, and the Magnolia Fair. So let's see, where we at here? Kermit area used to be named Warfield, and then they changed the name, named it Kermit after Theodore Roosevelt's son, Kermit Roosevelt.
Really?
Yes.
And what's interesting is you are literally like right across the bridge from Kermit. Like as soon as you hit Kermit, you cross a little tiny bridge and you're right in that area. So, it's interesting that because you're that close that they changed the name. And
Kermit is made, that's where the famous Teardrop Inn is. The famous bluegrass song, the Teardrop Tina at the Teardrop Inn. That's where the Teardrop Inn is in Kermit, West Virginia. So a little tidbit there. Now in Mingo County, there's 2 major high schools. That's Tug Valley and Mingo Central that we cover. Now, Mingo Central was consolidated from Williamson, Birch, Matewan, and Gilbert. So we used to have 5. Now we got 2. So there's a little tidbit there on the sports side. They are known for the Hatfield-McCoy Trail, the Matewan Massacre, and of course the sheriff's death a few years back. Do you remember his name?
What was his name?
Try to look that up.
Is it Eugene Crumb?
Yes, Eugene Crumb. So that's why all of them 3 travesties is why that it's nicknamed Bloody Mingo. Now let's see, in 2016, it was named one of the worst places in America for the opioid crisis. So Mingo County was one of the first in opioid crisis. Now we've took huge steps, to get past that nowadays. So very proud of that. So a lot of good things happening in Mingo County. Now I do want to, the major highway running through Mingo County is 119, US 119. The major river is the Tug River. In 1940, it was a political hub. JFK spent a lot of time here. It was a political hub because of the coal fields, and the largest train yard east of the Mississippi was in Williamson, is the one in Williamson. Now, I'm not sure if that still holds, but the one that you see over there in East Williamson was the largest train yard east of the Mississippi. So all the presidents back then would come here during election because this area here was one of the most important parts. JFK spent a lot of time. He stayed at the Mountaineer Hotel, which is the famous hotel there in Williamson. They still got the JFK room. There's a famous picture. You can probably find it on the internet if you look hard enough of him walking out of the Mountaineer, and you can see, him on the main street of Williamson there. So it was and back then, here's why it was so important. Now, you talk about, a decrease in population. Back in 1940, it reached an all-time high, 47,000 people in Mingo County. Now we sit at 23,000.
So it's decreased by over 50%.
Yeah, over 50%. So, so that's definitely huge. Let's see what else we got here, JJ. Now the median income is $26,581. The males in Mingo County average income is $31,000. Females $18,000.
Come on.
Yep. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we got to get that up.
Jesus
the
Christ.
Notable people from Mingo County: Don Blankenship. He was a coal tycoon, run for Senate a couple years back. Buck Harless, a timber tycoon. Everybody knows Buck over in the Gilbert area. He helped fund Mingo Central High School. Truman Chafin, he was a senator. He was formerly the longest serving senator. So I think now Mitch McConnell might hold that. I'm not sure, but he used to be the longest serving senator. Doc Edwards was a Major League Baseball catcher. Sid Hatfield, chief of the Mate 1 Police, said he was a hero during the Battle of Mate 1, murdered by detectives Baldwin and Phelps. So I don't know the history on that, but you might want to dig into it. And then maybe the most famous person, Devil Anse Hatfield. Now, athletes from Mingo County: David Jones, Melvin Cunningham, Jeremy Dillon, Greg Davis, Mark Klein, Rodney Joplin, Michael Hagee, Davy Jude, and the Barker brothers. So that's just to name a few. Of course, David Jones, co-owner of D&D Sports. Melvin Cunningham played at Marshall. Jeremy Dillon played at Marshall, UPike. He was a Kennedy Award winner. Greg Davis, state champion. The Pride of Naugatuck. Mark Klein, now coaches at Marshall. He's one of the biggest recruiting directors. People say the best to ever come out of Williamson. Rodney Joplin battled Randy Moss for the Mr. Football back in the day from Mate 1. Michael Hagee played baseball at Marshall from Williamson. Davy Jude, a famous pro golfer from Kermit, West Virginia, brought Tug Valley a state title in golf. I think his freshman year. So, that's just a little tidbit about them. Let's see. Things... restaurants. Let me get to them. I know I have them somewhere here. Restaurants, top places to eat in Mingo County. Well, I'll go ahead. You give me one first, JJ.
I'm going to go with the Trailhead.
Trailhead Bar and Grill, located
absolutely.
in Mate 1. It's not just a restaurant; it's an experience.
Yeah.
And Cheech's Pizza, located in Lenore, and Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Those are
Cheech's Pizza. You got to take me to. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely hit that up. Starters needs to be in there. Three Guys Pizza and Brew and Starters in Williamson, Cheech's in Lenore, and Trailhead in Mate 1. So all spread throughout the county. We got you to do. Things to do is the Hatfield and McCoy Trail, Gilbert YMCA, Coe-House Museum, and Laurel Lake. There's you a few things to do. Things that Mingo County needs to improve on: hotels and hospitals. One reason that Mingo County always struggled, in my opinion, JJ, is that they, everybody from Mingo County, everybody from Williamson spends their money in Pike County. There's no businesses in Williamson anymore. So when people go to eat, go buy groceries, they always spend their money over in Kentucky, so their tax dollars ain't going back, to their own town. It's going over to Kentucky, so there's no growth there. I really want to see Williamson get back to where it used to be and what it can be, and I think if people keep eating off the trail system, that we can make that happen.
I think one of the biggest issues is just not enough places to shop. I mean, yeah, I mean, you've got really good quality restaurants that you can go to, but when it comes to like we when we was promoting Cultures a couple of days ago, I mean, like if we had more stores that had a better quality of clothes instead of people having to drive all the way to Kentucky or to Charleston, we would be in much better shape. But there's just not enough places for people to, go shopping.
I agree 100%. Back when I was a kid, you had a Sun store. I mean, you had a lot of stores there in town, a lot of clothing stores. I'm trying to think of the name that I used to.
Dahez.
I used to buy a lot of my clothing, and I thought too fast about it, but it was on the back street there. The same awning, everything's still there. It was a men's shop that was real famous, but it was, it went from being a booming town when I was a young kid to when I was a teenager. It was still notable and still relevant because of the nightclubs, which it went from Rumors to Borderline to I forgot there was another name there in between, but
the
that
Salty
was
Dog, Shooters.
Shooters might have been it.
Yeah, it was. I remember going when it was Shooters.
But then you had Borderline was the most famous when formerly Rumors, and then on the other side of town you had the Firehouse, which was owned by Colin Kelly. Of course, we all know Borderline was Paul Howard's, so Paul Joe Howard's. And then you had Dandies, and now that nightclubs have become obsolete, it's took a hard hit to Williamson, Williamson is the county seat. That's the biggest town. So that's one reason why we're focused on it right now. But, Starters just opened back up. They kind of went from being, the sports bar that they used to be to they kind of cater a little more toward trail riders now, but it's still a great place to go watch games. I highly suggest everybody go there and eat. But Three Guys Pizza and Brew, located right beside Borderline, is one of the best places that I've seen to watch ball games. I really hope everybody goes down and watches ball games on game day down there and supports the guys at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. But, we got a lot of great towns. Mate One, it's the one town in Mingo County that is growing the quickest.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I lived in Mate One for the longest time, and it's such a small town, but it was crazy that every time I would go there, it seemed like they were opening up a new business. They were, more trail riders coming in. I mean, I agree with you 100%. It's that place is really booming to be such a small town.
Yeah, 100%. It's booming. So I am stoked to see. I hope that the Hatfield McCoy Trail brings a lot of business. I hope a lot of people open up businesses off from that, because if it's done right, our area, listen, Cole, I hope to goodness that Cole comes back, at least half to where it used to be, but we can't live off that. One day it will go away, but probably not in our lifetime, but maybe in our grandkids or their grandkids. But you got to find other sources of revenue, and this trail system, if people take and really focus and build off this, then this is something Mingo County and Pike County, that they can be a Gatlinburg right here in the mountains.
Absolutely. We're probably 2 or 3 major attractions away from being in that situation. It wasn't it you that told me that Mr. Blankenship actually purchased the Mate One High School?
No. Well, somebody told us in comment. Billy Davis commented there a few shows back, said Don Blankenship purchased the high school, so they ended up taking. If that happens, I'm sure Don's buying it for a reason. So and Don's one guy that really cares about this area, which is mate one too. So here's my dog down there with me. This is Sonny, guys.
Sonny.
Yeah, so as we are, I don't know when it comes to this area, I think that the one thing that people need to focus on is opening stuff to do, like whether it's go-karts, putt golf, stuff like that. So when these trail riders come in, they'll have something to do here.
We have a golf course that's 2 miles past me.
We got a rig, but we need stuff that people can, like putt attractions, game rooms, stuff like that. And that's what I hope Don does with the old Mate One High School.
Absolutely. And I mean, just like we have a course, but you don't see many people playing on it. Like that's a perfect piece of property that could be turned into something for sure.
We got a lot of comments coming in. Sue Cat Lester, she says, yes, Sid Hatfield, the courthouse steps in Delbarton is where he was shot down. So that's huge.
Lord.
Said that's where he was killed. Sue Cat said, I'm going to go old school, fellas, Stewart's. So saying Stewart's was the number one restaurant back in the day. Everybody wanted to go there. You didn't have to, it was a drive-in. You didn't have to get out of your vehicle. Now, the one restaurant that I would bring back if I could is Little Venus. And that's not even close.
I don't think I'm old enough to remember Little Venus. Or when did that go out of business?
Little Venus went out of business, I would say in the early 2000s. It was the best pizza place that you've ever ate at. And that's not even close. So then we see, let's see, Sue Cat says Riverfront back in the 70s, guys. I'm telling my age. Appreciate you tuning in, Sue Cat. Kevin Bazin says, got to get them breadsticks from Cheech's. Said JJ also, Sherry and Bows at the bottom of Minor Mountain and Maria's Drive-In in Delbarton have some of the best food, specifically hot dogs you'll want from there.
So I love hot dogs. Absolutely.
I've never heard of them too.
Yeah, we definitely got to check out the spot with the hot dogs for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to make a ride over there. Listen, they're getting some pub here on the number one morning show in the mountains, so we're going to have to go talk to them and hit them up on some sponsorship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jacob Ruford says he remembers Little Venus, said it was killer. And Jacob Ruford says they had the best ham wedges. Now, what I remember them for was their taco pizzas. So they had big time taco pizzas. But guys, we hope we done our job getting you updated on Mingo County. Tomorrow, I'm going to pick the county, and I'm going to pick my home county tomorrow. We're going to learn about Pike County tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. We'll try to do that every day. We don't know what time. We'll try to do it in between guests if we can. But, we got an important guest that will be coming on here in a minute. And a lot of people will like this young man, especially after we interview him, because he is one of the best kids you'll ever meet. Ace Cottle, Belfry running back. JJ, we'll try to get Ace on when we come back from break. But, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. And let us know if you know anything about Mingo County. Put it in the comment section so we can talk about it later in the show and inform people about this great county that we have hid right here deep in the mountains. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with Ace Cottle here on the D&D Sports Network Morning Startup Show.
Started right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be. for generations to come.
Oceana Discount Tobacco today. Nobody can beat Oceana Discount Tobacco's great prices or their great services. You're treated like family from the second you walk through the door. We want to thank Oceana Discount Tobacco for sponsoring today's events. Go follow them on Facebook.
High School. Continue to follow D&D Sports, best coverage in the mountains.
And we are back here on the D&D Sports Network morning startup show as we're waiting for Ace to log in. We'll have him on here in just a little bit. Trying to send him the link right now, JJ. But, was there anything that you felt we missed that we didn't get to hit on Mingo County?
You actually gave me a lot of facts that I didn't know. I mean, I know that you only assigned me to try to find 3, but you give me a lot of stuff. Like there was a lot of things that I didn't know. And I definitely think you did your job today, and I think you did a good job of educating everybody else. And the one thing that stands out to me is that the quality of restaurants that we have all across the county.
Oh yeah, and that's not even to mention like the one area that I'm probably not the most familiar with is the Gilbert area.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a little bit of time there, but not a ton. So, Gilbert. Anybody know facts on Gilbert? Make sure you shoot them to us. But I see we got Ace Cottle in the room, so we're going to bring Ace in. And guys, we are here with Ace Cottle, Belfry star running back. How you doing this morning, Ace?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, the JJ, I always let you start this thing out, so go ahead.
Ace, man, it's really nice to meet you. I wasn't familiar with your game, so I had to check. So I had to go watch some highlights. But the one thing that I do know is you come from a program that is very rich in tradition. So my question to you is, what do you feel the most whenever you put on that Belfry jersey? Do you feel pride or do you feel pressure?
I think I feel a little bit of both. Pride just because there's like such a big legacy behind it all. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been going on for like 100 years this year.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of pressure too because people expect like certain things out of this program, and you just have to like live up to the expectations of it.
Absolutely. And you got a lot of shoes to fill for sure. But from watching your highlight tapes, I think that you're doing a terrific job. You're a very shifty player. You're very fast. You do a good job of breaking tackles. I do have a question. Do you play defense as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So my question is, would you rather make a big play on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side?
Personally, I like offense a lot more. So probably offense.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well. Now, Ace, I got a question for folks that don't know Ace. Ace comes from football royalty here in the mountains. His granddad, speaking of Mingo County, his granddad Chip was probably the best running back to ever come out of Birch. Or I know a lot of people would say that. Then his father, Micah, was a rock star on Pond Creek back in the late 90s. Or his uncle, and then his father, Jonah, followed that up with a great career in the early 2000s. Just when you sit down at the dinner table, if you win that state title, do you think you'll have bragging rights in the family? Or right now, who gets the best seat at the table?
Probably my dad right now.
Okay,
Really haven't done much.
Well, Ace, I know last year it was kind of your breakout year. They used you sparingly the way that they used you, but every time you touched the ball, you made the best of the opportunities. This year, with Caden Woolham gone, you're going to have to play a lot bigger role. How has this offseason been preparing for this upcoming role you're going to have this year?
It's been good. Been on the field in the weight room with everybody. It's been really good. Everybody's been really hitting everything really hard.
Okay. I'm sure I'm sure your dad and your uncles probably showed you a lot of video of them two and they're hit it back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I always tell people I think you remind me more of your uncle than you do your dad.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, Micah, he was that small back that, would, he was like Barry Sanders, he would cut on a dime, he was hard to keep up with behind them big linemen. Your dad, he'd hit the edge and he was gone. He had a set of jets on him. But, when you talk, you got some brothers, you got cousins, like, right now, JJ talked about pressure. Just wearing that Cottle name on Pond Creek, does that add any added pressure on you?
Yeah, it does. Just because of like what they did in the past, and it's just like something I feel like I have to like step up, like one up them, just at least try to.
You don't want to be the one Cottle that don't produce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that you'll have a chance to do that they never did, and that's win a state title. So, if you do your job like you can, and I know you can, then now did you win a state title in middle school?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, so you won 2 in middle school, JJ. So moving up to Belfry, Belfry's a different breed. It's probably the most traditional program in the mountains. Johnson Central, Pikeville are both good, but when you talk tradition, it's hard to beat Belfry. Talk about what Belfry football means to you and how you look at Belfry football.
It means a lot to me, just because I've always grew up here, family's always been here, and I just think of it as a very special place because I just think it's really special.
Okay.
And
It's okay. Ace, listen, Ace JJ has called games with us before.
Oh, has he really?
He's really good on the mic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's multi-talented. Ace, this year here, gearing up, y'all lost Caden Woolham, who was a big part of what y'all done last year. You graduated a couple more. Talk about this year's team and who are some of the players that people need to keep an eye on.
I think this is going to be a really special team these next couple years.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got a chance to do a lot of big things, and like I have a lot of team goals. And I think everybody else feels the same. And we have a lot of players that are going to like step up, like Eli, JB Woolham, JJ Austin, Hunter Hilton. Now we got Caden Varney back this year, which is going to be a big help.
How about Dante?
Dante. We have a lot of young people that are going to step up, and I think it's going to be a really good season.
Now, you being a little guy, you've got to relish your linemen. You got some big horses up there with Max Dotson, Bo Woodford. Talk about your line and what they mean to you.
I think personally we have the best line in the state, and I love them all. Max, Bo, Carter, Colton, Caden Boger. Braden Markham, they're all really good at what they do, and they protect me, so I really appreciate them a lot.
Now, right now, of course, when y'all get back from dead period, you're going to hit it full steam ahead. But when you talk, pecking order, like where are you as far as carries? Will you be getting a line share of the carries out of the backfield, or?
I really don't know yet. We got a couple people that can carry the ball a lot, and I think it'll all work out like it's supposed to. Really can't predict the future.
Well, Belfry's known as running back U. Let us know who the who are the 3-4 biggest names in the backfield this year.
I would say there's a couple. I mean, we really don't have a lot, but we have Eli, AB, and JJ. I think those three are going to be a real big impact in the backfield.
Okay. And then you got to like you got to like your QB1, Chase Varney. You know, he's a guy that comes in and knows how to run the show, right?
Yeah, he does. He really does.
So when you look at that sideline, I mean, you see a who's who of coaches. Talk about being able to play for the GOAT, Philip Haywood, and be able to learn from him every day.
I'm definitely grateful for him to be my coach. It's just like crazy to like see him like coach, because like he can like break down film like no other person I've seen, and it's just like he catches like all the little things like that none of us can catch, and like he can like game plan like really good, and it's just like he's like never stressed out. It's just like always flows, and he's always calm, and it's just like it just flows so naturally to him.
Well, I've seen him so many times, in late game situations, and I think that's what's very important about him, is that he never gets rattled in big situations. So even if y'all's down 2 touchdowns going in the fourth quarter, you never see him rattled, and he always comes through with the right game plan and comes out normally on top at the end.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at your coaching staff, if there's one coach when things ain't going right that you go to get you back on track, who is it?
Probably Coach Castle.
Okay.
Just because I'm around him a lot more than I am any of the other coaches.
All right. Coach Castle, he is now he's your running backs coach?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So he spent some days play. Hey, if there's anybody that knows, it's him, because he played the position, back in his day. And then, you got a lot of former Pirates. I mean, I went to school with 2 of the guys up in the booth, Johnson Wright, Casey Leakwire, both of them great quarterbacks back in their day. And then, of course, Matt Varney, he's a great mind down there. But, when do you think that, having them caliber of coaches is why Belfry's been able to sustain, the excellence that they have on the gridiron?
100%, yeah. Yeah.
Go on, JJ.
Who will be some of your notable competition whenever the season starts? Like, who are some of the teams that like you really got to bring it whenever you get a chance to play against them?
Obviously Pikeville. It's always going to be a game with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lawrence County will be a good game. Southwestern, Johnson Central.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are our and George Rogers Clark. I think those are our 5 quarter games that we're really gonna have to bring our game.
Got to really bring it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead, Darryl.
No, go ahead, JJ.
I got a fun question for you. If you could line up across any player from any time period, who would it be and why?
I probably have. I'd say Barry Sanders.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one. He knows his history.
Yeah, just because I've watched so much highlights of him, and I just really love the way he plays, and I think it would just be cool just to see that. And
absolutely.
If there was one player that Ace's game reminded me of, it would be Barry Sanders. If you asked me a pro, that's who I would say. Now, Ace, I see in the background a ship. Are you at the beach?
Yeah, I am.
That's what I thought, because I seen your shirt on, I seen the tan going, I seen the sun shining. I was like, I bet Ace is at the beach right now.
Looks like he's glowing a little bit.
Yeah, he should be glowing, because he's going to be a rock star this year, and you're going to hear his name a ton. You know, you talked about Pikeville, Johnson Central, GRC. You know, you got all these monster schools, you know, that you play against each and every year. Now, this is y'all's last year in 3A, and then you're dropping down to 2A next year, Ace. This year, you know, are you going to try to make the best of it and go out on top with a 3A title?
Yeah, I mean, that's our plan. That's our goal.
Yep. They now, one thing, we just got some comments in here. It said that your grandpa Chip still holds the national rushing record. Did you know that?
I don't think I was aware of that.
Yeah, it's what Kevin Bazin said. He's a Mingo Central coach, former Birch Bulldog. So if anybody would know it would be him. Kevin, let us know what the rushing record is for. If it's yards in a game, yards in a season, what it is. But Carl Whitey Little says, good job. Ace said, make Pond Creek proud. So Ace, as you're moving forward, you know, you're on vacation right now. Now, as soon as you get back, it's I don't know. Do y'all still do 2-a-days?
Yeah, pretty much. They're like basically camps.
Okay. Well, back in the day, you always had 2 practices a day for a couple of weeks. You know, in July to get you, you know, conditioned and ready. But you know, as soon as you get back, you know, are y'all? Do you know when y'all start practicing day one or?
We get back. We have one more week of summer workouts, and then the next week we start real practice full on.
So then you can throw on the pad. Well, you gotta wait till August to throw on the pads, don't you?
No, you have to build up to it, like a couple practices with helmets, a couple practices with helmet and shoulder pads, and then we go to full pads.
You know, and one thing that I want to ask you, you know, playing on Pond Creek, you know, it's obviously a special place. You know, I always say, you know, I mean, when they go to a state title game, it's, you know, if Friday Night Lights should have been made in any other town, it should have been made in Belfry, because it's last one out to turn out the lights. You know, talk about the crowd in Pond Creek Nation and what they mean to you players every Friday night.
I love our crowd. I think we have the best crowd in this area, in the state. I mean, going out there and like seeing the stands completely full, people wrapped around the fences, like it's the best feeling in the world. Like it's so much fun just having everybody cheer. And
when y'all go to road games, y'all still have the home field advantage, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you said, you know, this season, if I tell you, Ace, you know, out of all the big games, there's only one game that you're going to win. What game do you want to win the most?
Pikeville.
You got to end that streak, Ace.
Yeah.
What are they on a five-year streak right now?
Something like that.
Yeah, so you got to take care of business and get that dub back. But Ace, what's your plans on vacation today? What are you going to do when you get off this interview?
I think we're going to head down to the beach because today's our last day here.
Oh, okay. So you have you been jogging on the beach any?
I've been doing some running and stuff.
Okay.
Jogging, but
this year here, what are you most looking forward to?
Football wise?
Yeah.
I think just seeing like how it's all gonna go, because I feel like this year is like really different than it has been these past 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see like where we can go with this team. Like,
I hope that you can go to Lexington. That's the go. So I hope that's where it ends up for you, Ace. So I got 5 fan questions for you here. What's the number one song or artist on Ace's iPod?
Not gonna lie, I do like some Taylor Swift. Not gonna lie.
All right. There you go.
Okay.
What's favorite Taylor Swift song?
Personally, I like. I like Out of the Woods. It's a good
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Okay. What is Ace's favorite food?
Probably spaghetti or steak. One of the two.
Spaghetti or steak? Who did Ace grow up idolizing in football?
I really don't know if I have like a specific person, but like anytime I would watch, I would just like watch the running backs and see like just trying to like learn from what they do. Just like pick up on little things here and there and try to incorporate it into my stuff.
All right. Favorite sneaker?
I'm not much of a shoe person. That's more my brother. So I kind of just wear what he wears on the shoe part.
Okay. All right. Celebrity crush?
I'll do Alex Earl.
Okay. All right. There you go. Now Ace, this year here, a lot of pressure on you, man. But we want you to have fun. Get rid of that pressure because you got all of Pond Creek behind you. It's the race for 9. So not only are you going for the 9th championship in school history, but you got to remember Pikeville's going for their 9th too. So we definitely got to beat them there, and you got to end that streak. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ace, you have fun on vacation. I want to thank you for taking the time out and joining us. And we can't wait to see you get started there on Pond Creek because we know everybody is excited to see a new Caudle in the backfield.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks again, Ace.
Thank you.
Good time, guys. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back on the D&D Sports Network Startup Morning Show.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Holman Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. Bring them to Hall & Jones Funeral Home in Virgie, Kentucky. We let you grieve in peace instead of worrying about a heavy financial burden of burying a loved one. Here at Hall & Jones, we have multiple chapels that can accommodate any size family. We look forward to helping you and your family here at Hall & Jones. And we are back here on the D&D Sports Network Startup Morning Show with JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy. JJ, Ace Caudle, what's your first impressions of the young man?
He's a very well-spoken kid. He's very humble, and he answers all the tough questions. I mean, whenever we asked him if he felt, more pressure than pride, I mean, he was quick to answer. And I really look forward to seeing what he does this season. I think that he's going to be really successful.
He's 100% going to be successful. Outstanding kid. Is we look here, Kevin Bateson says that Chip Caudle owns the single season rushing yards and still has the state record for interceptions. So,
he was good on both sides of the field.
Yeah, and good thing about that is he owns the school record too. So, and the school record will never be broken because Birch is not around anymore. Which is,
part of me still wishes that those schools still existed. I mean, I'm grateful that Mingo Central's, all the opportunities that they have. But growing up, there was nothing like going to, a Maitland game, a Birch game, a Williamson game. I mean, it was just a great experience.
I miss it, man. If I could go back and undo anything in local sports, it
Mhm.
would be the consolidation of Mingo Central.
Yeah.
You know, not. I mean, listen, I love Mingo. Don't get me wrong on that.
Mhm.
But what I mean is, you know, them communities. I think when that when they consolidated, it took away a lot of them communities because, you know, any community is built around the local school. I mean, it is.
Absolutely.
You know, Belfry. Look how many of the businesses eat off the high school. You know, I mean,
Mhm.
every single one of them, Gilbert, Mate One, Williamson, Birch, all took big hits when the high schools consolidated. And, you know, and listen, the pride that each one of them schools had, I mean, it was a special time. And I'm glad that I got to live it, you know, so, but, you know, Mingo Central, big things happening this year here. David
Mhm.
Jones is gearing up to win a state title, bring it to Minor Mountain. We got Scotty Dingus says NBA basketball summer league gearing up. Los Angeles Lakers versus the Kings Saturday, July 6th at 4:30. Appreciate that update, Scotty. Jacob Ruford says, "Oh man, Mate One Gilbert games was crazy." They was, and you know, the old Williamson Belfry games was unbelievable too. You know, I personally think that we've got to make the Belfry Mingo Central game happen, you know, for this community, you know, and I think once Belfry drops down to 2A, that'll be more likely to happen. And
Mhm.
so and I know David Jones, you know, I mean, he definitely wants to make it happen for the community, and I'm sure Coach Haywood does too. You know, if they can find a way to make it happen, I think it'll be made happen in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, could you imagine how much money that's going to generate for
Yep,
each community? I mean,
for both communities.
yeah,
I
and they
mean,
play each other in basketball, or they have. I'm not sure how
yeah.
recent, but I know like whenever
They
Mingo
played
Central.
last year. They
Oh, they
played
did.
last year in Hatfield and McCoy.
Oh, okay. How they? What was the final score? Or not the like who won the game?
Belfry lost, I think, or no, I can't remember if Belfry won. I know there was a controversial cause,
Mhm.
uh, but I think Belfry might have pulled it out at the end. I could
Mhm.
be wrong. Somebody let me know. But
Yeah.
you know, but Mingo Central, Tug Valley, Belfry, you know, I always should play. I know Tug Valley won't ever play Belfry in football, you know, I mean, because you know it's just too big school difference, you know,
Mhm.
population and all that. But you know, in other sports, I think they all always need to play.
Absolutely. I'll never forget the year that Mingo Central won the state championship. And there was a huge debate on like which team would have won because Belfry and Mingo Central both won the championship that year, I believe.
Yeah,
And
well, certain schools should always
yeah.
play each other. I mean, I think
Mhm.
Tug Valley should always play Martin County.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, Pikeville, Belfry always should play. You know, and I don't know whether you knew it or not, but Pikeville, I'm pretty sure they're on at least a 5-year skid. I think that since 2019, Belfry hasn't beat Pikeville. So you know,
Really?
no.
When we were in school, like Pikeville didn't even stand a chance. So that's really surprises me that you
Belfry
know.
went on a 19-year skid, I think, where they dominated Pikeville. I think Belfry won 19 years in a row or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. I know since like 2003 to 2019 or something like that, and then in 2019, they dropped one. No, take it back. Pikeville beat them in like I think 2015, maybe 2015, 2016, they beat them at Pikeville. And then they ended up, I think that's when they had Pugh in the backfield. And then they went on a 5-year skid, which started with another Pugh, Seth Pugh, caught the game winning touchdown pass in the corner of the end zone on Pond Creek. And that started the 5-year skid they're on now.
Oh wow. I mean, I love the fact that I mean, I just like the games to be competitive, no matter who wins. I mean, to win 5 years in a row, or 19 years, like that's crazy. I mean,
Yep.
it'd be nice to see. Oh, sorry.
Jacob Rutherford says that is the HMSB Hatfield McCoy shootout coming back. Still said it went away his senior year. Is that what you're meaning, Hatfield McCoy? It's back. They have it at the field house every year. Jacob Bruford says Pike Central Steels never beat Belfry in school history. No, they haven't. Pike Central. And you know, the funny thing is, you know, like a lot of people on Belfry consider that a rivalry too, you know, or did, you know, especially back 5-6 years ago. But Pike Central still has never beat Belfry. And the closest I ever seen was back, I think it might have been 2015 maybe. Pike Central was up by like 28 going into halftime, and they were celebrating. They had Belfry licked, and then Belfry come out, and if I'm not mistaken, put a running clock on them in the second half. So, you know, that's the last thing I remember there. But JJ plays poker. He's a professional poker player. He, you know, he's spent some time away from here in the oil field, so he don't know a lot of the history. So we're still updating JJ on some of the history. Kevin Bazin says we have a home and home this year, and hopefully moving forward. Said we won last year at the Hatfield McCoy. Okay, so Mingo Central ended up winning last year, and you know, kudos to you, Kevin, and Coach Stan for making that happen because you know that game, especially with the Brent Perry era coming in, that Mingo Central Belfry game always needs to happen for the two communities because you know it gives them something to do, and also, I mean, listen, it don't hurt at the ticket office either. You know, both teams are going to eat.
So one of the things that I remember the most growing up was the Hatfield McCoy shootout. Do you remember whenever they used to do like the half court shot and somebody had a chance to win like 25,000 or like a car?
I don't remember a car or 25,000, but I remember when they used to do the half court shot.
So when I was in the 8th or 9th grade, it may have been 7th. They actually gave away a blazer, and if you made a half court shot, and there was this guy that actually made one, and there was a lot of controversy because they said he might have stepped on the line, or you know, the insurance company didn't want to pay him. But there was actually somebody that ended up winning a blazer during one of those shootouts.
Yeah, you can insure shots like that, you know, and I know we sponsor a lot of them half court shots, especially during our All-Star game. We had a kid hit it this year. I think it was $100 prize. But, you know, if you could have one person to shoot your half-court shot, who would it be?
Me.
Yeah. You?
Easily.
Mine's Willie.
I would.
No doubt.
Besides me, half-court Willie for sure.
Yeah. I'm letting Willie shoot my half-court shot.
Oh, there was nothing like watching them shoot the half-court shots like in between games and stuff.
Listen, Belfry, Mingo Central. I know Willie's a Tug Valley fan now, but Belfry, Mingo Central, they better bring Willie back to shoot at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was at every single game too. I mean, he made a lot of shots.
Oh yeah, he was good at it back then. Now he's not half court Willie; he's free throw Willie now.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, time catches up to all of us.
It does. JJ, as we're sitting here, you know, he mentioned Summer League, NBA Summer League. You know, I am ready for football, man. You know, I'm a basketball guy. You know, I would be happy if basketball was year round, but I always say that. And then as soon as dead period's over, I'm ready for some smash mouth football. This year in the mountains, we're going to have some really good teams. I mean, you know, you talk about on the Kentucky side, Ashland, Belfry, Johnson Central, Pikeville. I think Hazard's going to come back and be good. Perry Central's got to replace their quarterback, but they got some really good players at skill position, including Noah Kilburn, one of the top wide receivers in the mountains. Then up on Minor Mountain, you got Aiden Burke and the Miners. Then trying to think, Chapmanville will be much improved. Spring Valley, Huntington Prep starting a new football team up. You know, so there's a lot of things going on. You know, Tug Valley, Tug Valley's got Preston May, Tulsa's got Robert Evans. I mean, this is going to be a really fun year of football.
Can you give me 3 local teams that you think have a shot to win the state title this year? I mean, obviously we know Mingo Central, but are there any other ones that stand out to you that that you think may have a shot to make a run?
Yeah, I mean the old heads. You got to go with the familiar faces. Belfry,
Mm-hmm.
Pikeville, Johnson Central.
What about on the West Virginia side?
West Virginia.
Yeah.
The only one that I would pick would be Mingo.
Mingo?
I think Mingo and a dark horse, Tug Valley.
Tug Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a terrific coach. And yeah, how did they do last year, by the way? How deep did they make it?
They had a phenomenal season. I think they lost second round playoffs, maybe.
Was it a Catholic school to beat them, or?
I cannot remember. Somebody will let us know. Jacob Ruford says Herbert Hoover should be a lot better this year, too, and Fairmont State loading up again. Yeah, Herbert Hoover, this is the last year with a Hatfield at quarterback, Dane Hatfield. This is a senior year, so, can Joey Fields get it done this year and win a state title? We'll see. I hope so, because Joey's a hometown boy. We always root for him. But
absolutely.
And I tell you, in the mountains, there's two teams that are the dark horses to me to have really deep playoff runs: Betsy Lane and Lawrence County. Those are my two dark horses. Now, of course, Ashland, Raceland, they're going to dominate up in our 16th region coverage area. I mean, them two every year, they're the powerhouses up there. But it's going to be fun. Cam Paintsville get back to back to their heyday, back to dominance. That's still yet to see. I think Martin County's set to have a dark horse year. So football should be really good here in the mountains this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to call all of these games. I mean, I've had a chance to call some basketball games, but football, it's like you said, there's nothing like Friday Night Lights. I mean, I can't wait for the experience, especially seeing it from the booth instead of seeing it from, the bleachers. Getting to see it from that section, I think it's going to be really different, and I'm really excited.
Tyler County is that Tyler County or Tyler Consolidated that I think that's what Jacob's saying, beat Tug Valley out. So, and some names to keep an eye out in West Virginia. Keep an eye out on Preston May and Nick Eli, Ashton Davis over in West Virginia. Keep an eye over at Tug Valley, Aiden Burke, up at Mingo Central. I mean, they got a slew of talent up there. Coach Jones mentioned them all the other day. And then Tulsa, Robert Evans. Listen, Levante Kenny from Logan, a freshman coming in. I expect that kid to be able to play early on at Logan. And if he can keep things straight, this kid could be the best running back to ever come out of Logan.
Really? And you said he's relatively young?
Yeah, he's an incoming freshman, I think. And then you got, I don't know if they'll play him at quarterback or not, but you got probably the best quarterback in incoming freshman in the state in Dakota Dalton at Chapmanville. If they have him back there in the backfield, it could be some big numbers put up in the passing game because he is your prototypical pocket passer.
Mm-hmm. I like them old school passers too. Like I know the Wildcat offense and the running quarterbacks, they're entertaining to watch, but I do like the old school quarterbacks, the prototypicals.
Well, Chapmanville, they're going to put up some monster numbers offensively because James Barker's back in the offense coordinator seat. So, they'll put up some big numbers offensively, and I look forward to seeing what Mann does as well.
Absolutely.
Scotty Dingus says his favorite team is the Belfry Pirates. Mary Bevan says go Belfry. Yeah, we talked about Belfry, and one name that wasn't mentioned that's going to be one of the biggest names in the area is Caden Barney.
Oh, okay. And can you tell me a little bit about him?
He is the son of Bobby Varney, Belfry coach, and Stevie Culliff. I went to school with both his mom and dad. I graduated with his mom. She was a cheerleader at Belfry. Bobby was a basketball player. His cousin is the QB1, Caden Varney. So, he's a kid that's going to all these big camps. He's, I think he's had visits at EKU, non-official. So he's getting a lot of the love, off from the gridiron right now. But he's going to produce. He's if they're going to win a state title, it's going to be on the backs of your traditional names at Belfry, the Varneys, the Coddles, but that line at Belfry this year, it's be one of the best lines they've had in a few years, I think, with Bo Woodford, Max Dawson, Braden Markham, and crew.
And one thing that I love that you said is, and not only is it Belfry a traditional football school, but the families, like from generation to generation, it's always a lot of the same families that come in and they continue to carry that tradition, which I think is really cool.
It is 100%. Jacob Rutherford says, "How's the Wildcats looking this year, Darryl? You talking about Kentucky? I'll get to them here in just a second for you. But Catherine Sue Bird or Catbird Isaac, one of our favorite followers, one of a good friend of mine, says, "Thank you for everything you do for all of our kids, D&D." So appreciate that, Catbird. Her and Sue Cat are two of our biggest followers. UK this year, they got some stuff to prove. There was some changes at UK. I seen them in their spring practice, and they looked really good, in spring practice. But they got to shore some stuff up. I'm nervous because they've added a couple Big 12 teams to the SEC. Texas and Oklahoma is now in the SEC, so things are a lot tougher. And Kentucky's going to have to put up or shut up, so hopefully the Wildcats can have a monster year this year. But, they do got some stuff they need to clean up from spring practice.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to seeing them play as well.
Said, "You think Stoops is on the hot seat this year?" No way. Mark Stoops has done so much for Kentucky. Mark Stoops will stay at Kentucky as long as he wants. Mark Stoops will get a statue before he gets a hot seat.
Yeah. And you got to just think about your expectations. I mean, what is considered a successful season for Kentucky? I mean,
successful season at Kentucky is, probably 8-win season with a bowl game win. That's probably a successful season. Kentucky fans have got spoiled. It used to be just a winning season, and now it's got, 8 wins. Kentucky fans still looking for that 9-10 win season, but that will be hard to do in the SEC with especially with Georgia on your schedule, Alabama every other year. So I don't know that we'll ever see a 10-win season in our lifetime.
Do you think we'll see a good upset from them this year?
I could see that. Kentucky's, they're one of them teams that always, upset. I'd have to see who their night game is. That's normally when upsets happen in night games.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, "I think the Mountaineers will surprise a lot of people this year." I do too. I think West Virginia is going to have a big year. I think Marshall's going to have a big year.
Really?
All of our local teams should do good. UPike is going to have a really good year. Coach Phipps, he's got some really good talent coming in this year. And, this year here, they need to have a big year because, they're trying to continue to get funds for Bear Mountain. That would really help that. So I'm excited, JJ. But, it's come that time, JJ, to the end of the show where we've got to tomorrow. Guys, if you got facts about Pike County, make sure you shoot them in the comment section. We'll go back and look at them before today's over. And we hope you guys enjoyed the county, our county history lesson. We hope you guys enjoyed our two guests, Jason Weffenstadt and Ace Cottle. JJ, once again, want to thank you. And hopefully you have a blessed day. And, hopefully the fans enjoyed the show. But
absolutely.
Guys, JJ Pruitt and Darryl McCoy, you've watched another episode of the D&D Sports Network Morning Startup Show. Join us. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Good day.